Alright, good morning YouTubers, Sawmill Bill 70 here, and I'm out here at the furnace again, and I'm going to repair something that I already repaired, but I didn't do a good job of it. And it doesn't have anything to do with the furnace, but I have to tear the back off the furnace here to turn the valves off to the water. It's leaking inside at the connection going to the circulating pump. And I took it off and repaired it, but I didn't. There's a nipple, a threaded nipple that was on that, and it's leaking on both ends. I used pipe dope, but that wasn't good enough, so I'll show you my secret to that, and I'll straighten that situation out real quick. But anyway, I'm losing quite a bit of water, so it's a pretty good drip. So first thing I'm going to do is tear this door off. And by the way, it's a very nice morning. Right now it's 42 degrees. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. And beautiful. Not a cloud in the sky, no wind. Good day to take care of this problem. Okay, everything that I did in here looks good, but what I want to do here is turn these valves off. Okay, I'm going to go inside and take that pipe loose. I'll get back with you when I get out here at the barn, when I tear it apart. I'll show you how I repair it. I'm out here at the barn right now, like I promised, and here's what I had to take off. Now I have a sharp, I don't know if you can see the red or the pink or whatever it is, pink I guess. And it's leaking at these threads here. And it might have been leaking up here too. Up here at the gasket a little. I might not have it tight enough. But most of it's coming from here. And I got to tear this apart, so that's what I'm going to do now. So bear with me. I had it tight, but all right. Well, that part come off, and you can see where I had the plumbers, where I had the putty. There's nothing in there. It just took it all away when I screwed it in, which means it does nothing. So we're going to fix that, and I will show you how. This is the valve and the flange for the pump, the circulator pump. Now, I hope I can get this off. Oh, can't say I didn't have it tight. Hope I don't mess up the threads. If I do, I'll have to get another one. Now, I do have a longer one if I have to go to it, but see there again, nothing on the threads. So there's nothing to stop it from leaking. I've got a stainless steel wire brush here that I'm using. I'll be back. I'm going to take it over to the grinder, the wire brush. Alright, I'm back, and here's the nipple. Cleaned it, threads are good, nice and clean. Okay, that's step number 2. Number 1 was getting it apart. Alright, I cleaned the internal threads. They're pretty good. Alright. And here's the valve body. Alright, that's clean. And trust me, it's clean. Now, what I'm going to use here is, I never see it advertised for this, but silicone, 100% silicone. This has got me out of jams with leaky threads for many years, and I think it's going to get me out of another one. Hang in there, I'll be right back. This will start with the valve body. Maybe I have to puncture it. No. All right. Oh, here it is. Okay. Now, gonna have to cut a bigger tip on it. I don't know if you can see this. All right. Got that on. That's as tight as it's going to go. All right, now we're going to leave that set for probably a half hour or so, and maybe I'll bring you along when I reinstall it. Let you see where it's at, how I'm doing it. But that should take care of the thread leak. Silicone is the best CR. I don't care what they say. It expands and contracts. It never gets brittle. It's just great. So I will bring you back when I start doing installing this. All right, down here in my basement, in my furnace room, and here's where this is the circulating pump, and this section here, I repaired all this. It was leaking, and I had to cut a piece out and splice it, and now I'm going to put this piece in. First thing I got to do is, now this is a shark bite, and hopefully it won't leak. I don't really trust these a whole lot. I don't have a lot of faith in them, but it wasn't leaking before, and I'm hoping it won't leak now. But anyway, this just pushes down on. Push it down as far as it'll go, and that's it. Now you can see this goes up on an angle, and the reason that is, when these pipes, right now they're cold, but when they get hot, they expand, and that's what this is for. I took this one off. This catches it to keep it from expanding too far, so it doesn't do damage to the pipe. Anyway, this is where I'm at right now. So let me Now, I don't know if you've seen it. It was stuck in there. There's a big rubber gasket in there. Alright, I'm thinking that should do it. If not, I can tighten it more if I have to. But right now, it looks like it will work. Now, I'm going to let that set up for a while, and I'll get back to you when I turn on the water. So we'll catch you a little bit later. Okay, while we're waiting for that to set up, I'll give you a quick tour of my setup here. Down here, it goes through the basement wall, 3 foot underground, goes out. I don't know if you'll be able to see that out through that dirty window, but that's the furnace out there, and it's probably 50 feet. But anyway, comes in there, goes to the pump, feeds into the pump, goes up. The red pipe is, of course, it goes blue here because I had to replace the one. Then it goes to copper, and it goes down into this tank. And let me show you the tank at a distance here to give you an idea. And that's a 175-gallon tank. Now, it's not really that big, and it is stainless steel, but that's what you're seeing there is bubble wrap around 6 inches of fiberglass insulation. And then this is my just regular domestic hot water heater. And by the way, that's original. That came with the house. I installed that when I built the house. And that's, I guess, 43 years old. Anyway, so the water goes in and there's a coil that goes up the center. The water that's in this tank never moves. It's just a medium of heat transfer. And it just heats that water up. And it just keeps circulating and circulating. And it heats the water up in there. Now, when the water gets to the temperature of the outdoor furnace, I have a differential temperature controller, which is right there. And what that does, when it gets within 4 degrees of the outside temperature, the circulating pump shuts off. So I'm not taking heat away from my tank and taking it outside. So I hope you can understand that, but that's the best way I can explain it. And it works very well. Okay, so then it heats the water. Now, when the house calls for heat, okay, this is my furnace. Now, it's a mess. I got stuff sitting all over it. But there's the switch. Now, that's on. So when the thermostat in the house calls for heat, the blower kicks on this furnace. And it also turns the pump on, this pump right here. I don't know if you can see it, but that's a circulating pump. And I have a coil in there, and it circulates the water through the coil, takes it over, and I have a water-to-air heat transfer. So it's like a radiator. It sits in there. And the plenum of my furnace, it's a hot air furnace. It says an oil furnace, but I don't use the oil. And it circulates that, and then the fan blows the warm air through the ductwork and into the house and heats the house. That's the best way I know how to explain it. And then I also have a third coil in there, which goes in and comes out over here and goes into my domestic hot water tank, which is a 40-gallon tank, electric. And it doesn't heat it completely, it preheats it, so it cuts down the electric usage on this. So that really helps out. But anyway, that's going to be it for that, and I'm still waiting for this to cure. So I know one of the viewers was asking about that. I hope that answers a lot of his. And by the way, and this tank I made, it's all stainless steel, so I don't ever have to worry about it. By the way, that's the furnace kicking on. So it's circulating warm water. Right now it's warm because the furnace hasn't been running for it's probably about 100 degrees. And but it's circulating the water right now and then putting warm air into the house. Works very well. Never had any issues with it. But yeah, this tank is stainless steel. It'll never rust away. So I was fortunate enough to be able to make this when I was still working. So, and I had the expertise to weld it, which is not, and that's a drain right there. See, coming out right here. I never had to use that either. There's no reason to drain it. I mean, the water just stays there. It doesn't circulate or nothing. It's just a medium of heat transfer. It just heats up and cools down. Heats up and cools down. That's what it does. So anyway, I'll get back to you when I get something going with this hookup here. Okay, I just turned the pump on, and so far no water drippage, so time will tell. I just started a fire in the furnace. It was out, but anyway, we'll see. Right now, and by the way, it's been about About 45 minutes. And I bet that was the fastest 45 minutes you ever seen. But I'll say, I hope it the water temperature in the furnace outside was 127 degrees. So, and as you can see, my differential temperature controller is now on because the water is warmer out there than it is in here. So the tank is calling for heat, and it's warm enough to circulate, and the pipes are starting to get a little warm. And but that's how it works. So anyway, that's going to do it. And if there's any unusual developments, I'll bring you along. But I think that's going to do it for this video. It's going to be a short one. And I appreciate everybody coming along. And have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll try to acknowledge them on one of my videos. So anyway, that's going to do it for now. Appreciate everybody watching. If you would, please subscribe and check to see if you're still subscribed. Having a hard time getting past 990. I was at 990. I dropped back down to 988. Now I'm at 989. So I don't know. For some reason, I'm not supposed to get to 1,000. So anyway, if you would, please help me out in that area and help my channel grow a little. And cut me a little break here so I can keep going on with this. So catch you on the next video. Everybody have a great day.